Hello everyone, how have you all been? Welcome back to another Jira Cloud automation tutorial. So in today's video, we're going to answer a question that often confuses new Jira administrator. That is, what's the difference between workflow triggers, workflow post functions, and Jira automation rules? Now, they all perform actions automatically, but they work at different stages of the workflow. By the end of this video, you'll understand that each one is used when each one is used and which option is best for your automation needs. So let's get started. Now, first of all, we're going to understand what a workflow is. This is how a basic workflow looks inside Jira. Uh, we have our to do, which is a start, then open, then in progress, resolved, and closed. Now, Jira performs several actions behind the scenes. Some of these actions are built into the workflow itself, while others can be handled separately using automation rules. So, understanding where these actions happen is important when designing reliable workflows. Now, next, we're going to understand what a workflow post function is. They basically are actions that run immediately whenever a workflow transition is completed. So in here, you're going to find them inside add rules, and there are a bunch of actions that you can perform here. You can validate a field, ensure that a field is a certain value when moving a work item using a particular transition. Ensure that a work item has been through a specific status when moving a work item and many other more. Assign a work item or copy the value of one field to another or trigger a webhook or set a work item security level. There are a lot, a lot of workflow post functions. Now, these actions are directly attached to the workflow transition. Every time the transition happens, the post function automatically runs. Now, what are automation rules? Now that we've understood what a workflow is, let's simply understand what an automation rule is. I'll click on a random of automation, let's say the date difference automation. Now, instead of being directly attached to the workflow, automation rules listen for events happening inside Jira. For example, you can create a rule that says issue work item transition as the trigger. Now, then it edits a work field, which is analyze your duration, or let's say it sends an email or creates another issue or notifies Slack or calls a webhook. Now, automation rules are much more flexible and easier to manage because they're created from the automation section instead of editing the workflow. And honestly, they're just much more elaborate than a workflow post function. Now, a common question is if automation isn't inside the workflow, how does it know when a status changes? And the answer is quite simple to that. Automation listens for Jira events. Whenever an issue changes status or Jira generates an event, the automation rule detects the event and starts executing. So, although the rule isn't part of the workflow, it still reacts whenever the workflow changes. Now, you may also hear the term listener, especially if you've worked with script runner. Now, a listener simply waits for a specific Jira event. When that event happens, it performs an action. Jira automation works in a very similar way. It listens for events like, let's say, issue created or issue updated, issue transition, etc., and then executes the rule that you have configured to automatically be executed. Now, the final question that comes among most Jira administrators' mind is which one should we prioritize and use? Now, for most Jira Cloud administrators, automation rules are the recommended choice because they're easier to create, easier to maintain, and don't require editing your workflow every time you want to automate something. Workflow post functions are still useful when you need an action to happen as part of the workflow transition itself. So, in general, use your post function for workflow specific actions. and use automation rules for business processes or notifications or integrations and advanced automation. Now, finally, when building your workflows, try to keep them simple. Avoid putting too much logic inside post functions if the same task can be handled with automation rules. This basically makes your workflows easier to maintain and troubleshoot. Also, if you're using both post functions and automation rules together, always test the execution order to make sure they don't conflict with each other. And that's it for today's tutorial. Today we learned the difference between workflow post functions, workflow triggers, and Jira automation rules. We also saw how automation listens for Jira events, how post functions are tied directly to workflow transitions, and when each approach is most appropriate. Now, understanding this difference will help you build cleaner, more reliable Jira workflows and avoid unnecessary complexity. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, consider liking and sharing it with someone else who might also like our video. If you're new to our channel, please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so that you're always informed about our latest uploads and releases. If you're looking to download some Forge apps, feel free to look in the link in our description below. We have a marketplace link there, and you can download whatever app fits your preferences and requirements. That's it for today's video. We'll hope to see you in the next one. Till then, thank you and bye bye.